Hey there. Oh, I didn't realize I was already recording. This is Lynda Cromar. It's been a little while since I have been able to get on the internet and do some recording. I want to share something with you. We're about to, we're only a few days away from being in the new year 2015. It's the 30th, the day before New Year's Eve. And I wanted to share with you some thoughts. I have been seeing a whole lot of new launches of all kinds of other products and services available to people that are looking for an answer to how to market properly in their internet experience, and many are putting out all kinds of new things. I'm not going to compare anything, but I want to bring out some thoughts that I think will be of help to you. I'm going to use a notepad so that you can see my thought process here. And so I'm going to pull this out so you can read it easily. So anyway, I have here kind of a word of thumb, different thoughts that I always use as my comparison when I want to actually be involved with just pretty much anything, but especially a system. So this is my list, and you can certainly add to it or subtract from it, but I think it will be of help to you. Now, when you're looking at a system and you want something that will really do the job for you, these lists helps me stay focused on what it is and get past all the hype, because the hype does not matter. Okay, remember that. Hype doesn't matter. So the first thing I want on my list is longevity. Now, what do I mean by longevity? I mean how long has this system or money-making project been around? Have they met the process of time? Have they gotten past, the shakiness of the very beginning? Or are they just launching? I'm very seldom involved with a brand new launch of something, just for that very reason, because you just don't know if they truly are. I saw all kinds of things over the past 5 years, many of which I can't find now. They're not out there. And so there's only a few systems or projects that I believe actually are out there. I've been caught in one last year, but for the most part, I try not to go there. Okay, and then along with that goes stability. And that also happens through longevity, because you don't know how stable something is if it's absolutely brand new. So doing something that is really shaky, you don't know if it works, that's a problem. So stability meaning, do they have all their functionality figured out? And again, with a brand new launch, we just don't know. We don't know where they're going to be. So the third one is, make this match because I'll keep it. The third one is also how well it works. Again, you're not going to know that with somebody that is doing a pre-launch. Obviously, there are some that you really do have, and maybe they can find the right kind of people to put it together. But another thing is, do you want to offer something that may not have any longevity, may not have any stability, may go through a lot of ups and downs before it's perfect? For instance, case in point, Empower Network is just now coming into its own. And I'm not actually sharing any particular company right now. I do have one I believe is helpful to you, but how well does it work? And usually it's a period of 2 to 5 years, and I'm going to put that in there, 5 years to work out the kinks. Because there's generally going to be some kinks, especially in anything involved with the internet. It's just a given that's going to happen. Okay, here's another really big one. How easy is it to put to use? Now here's one thing that is very important. The majority of the people that are coming on the internet in this day and age, there are young people, yes, that have been on the internet and have used technical things all their life, but the majority actually is baby boomers and older people, and then that's not putting anybody down, but they did not grow up with the internet, and so this is a new tool for them. And so when you want to do internet marketing, of course, you want something that's easy to use. And it also goes back to longevity and stability. How well does it work? If you have struggles with it, you're going to get discouraged. So you want it to be easy to use. So that brings us to, does it require, not just promoting other things, but does it require additional tools and services? Which again is going to be something that is difficult for somebody that's brand new to the internet. And let's remember, 80% of the people that are coming in to the internet are generally brand new to the internet and probably have not had the background to understand how the internet works and how things on the internet work. So requiring them to have a lot of other tools and services is a stumbling block for a lot of people. So does it require additional tools and services? That can be a good and bad. It doesn't mean that it's bad, but just remember that it's a stumbling block for some people if they have to have a lot of other things. Are they receptive? And now I'm talking about the owners and creators to suggestions for improvement. And that's very important because the users, the people that are going to use the system or whatever's going on the internet, and I'm talking systems mainly because when we're talking internet marketing, systems are used a lot. For a case in point, one of a major system often used is an autoresponder, for instance. Is it easy to use? Okay, so, and then here is another one. Do the leaders, and this is both owners and users, have the right motivation to help you? Okay, now think about this for a minute. If the only motivation for a leader that you are connected with is to keep selling you and selling you and selling you, that's not necessarily the right motivation because that hurts your downline if you're constantly making them buy more. But if, on the other hand, in my case, one major thing I'm connected with is Power Lead System, and the motivation to help my team is that they stay in the system, and the monthly fee they have to pay is very, very low in comparison to the value that they get. So my motivation in my system is that I want them to stay. They don't necessarily have to keep buying all the time. They just stay where they are. And yes, there's some upsells, and I do want them to have the upsells, but they don't have to do that in order to be able to successfully use my system. And okay, number 8, are they, I'm talking about again, the owners and users fueled by upsells. Now, this doesn't mean you can't have upsells only, is what I mean. Is one sale and then they're done, or do they have to keep on selling you more and more and more? And for no motivation other than getting more money, which is the wrong motivation. It has to be something that helps that person actually succeed. And can they sustain? Another one is, can they sustain it? Okay, and what I mean by that is, can they sustain from even the basic sale? For instance, I'm connected with, again, Power Lead System. I'm connected with Empower Network. I'm connected with Enviralizer. And you might notice I'm not talking about any MLMs right now. And the reason why is because MLMs aren't always very sustainable because they are powered only on a rather high auto ship. So you want actually have a system that has a low enough entry monthly that it is sustainable. And then the very best way to be sustainable in anything, but especially a system, is to have not just a few that buy your system, but a many who buy your system, so that if people fall out, you don't have to lose. And I particularly learned that the hard way this year, that you don't want to lose because you're sustaining what you earn on just a few people instead of sustaining by having a lot of earners and a lot of leaders and a lot of people that are part of it. And the basic entry fee to be part of it and to use it is only $30. To be an affiliate is another $19. I think it is a total of $53 or $54, which is very sustainable, I believe. And so that is something that you want to take into consideration. And then number 10, do they have an effective pay plan that really works? And do they pay promptly? This is a biggie, regardless of whether you're talking about an MLM or a system. If they do not pay promptly, if they keep fudging on how they pay and when they pay, that destroys trust. It does not keep people involved with you very long, and I've seen a lot of people fall away real quickly because they didn't get paid. You must get paid. You must get paid for your efforts. So let's examine for a moment. For instance, I just set up another little funnel inside a Power Lead System. And the reason why I'm sharing Power Lead System is because it does absolutely answer to every one of those questions I just gave you without a doubt. It does not fudge on any of these, and especially for the most part, pays you when you expect to get paid. Now, I'm not going to show you my money because, I think that's tacky. It's not about whether I got paid, but it's about whether you got paid. Now, the major thing that you have here to share with people is not just the system. This system is good by itself, but what I can share with you also is that we have a mastermind that we share how to do it, how to market every single day. And the leaders, especially Franco Gonzalez, who's in my team, who is my direct sponsor, shares what he is sharing with you on a daily basis. Now, you don't have to join Franco. You can join me and get everything that he shares here. And that's one of the major things. Another major thing that happens with the Power Lead system is that many people have skills that you may not have. For instance, you may not understand how to create your own capture page or how to create your own email series. But the individuals inside here, Franco and many others and myself, do have those skills, and we can share them with you. And because we can share those skills with you, that is a big leverage that many people do not have in a lot of the systems. There's some major systems out there. I'm not going to name them, but I've been in them, and there's nothing wrong with them, but there is absolutely no way they have it not set up to pay down into your downline to actually help people by sharing your skills, and all they have to do is plug in and grab on to what these are. I'm not going to go into a big list here, but for instance, if I go to this list right now, if I did not have any knowledge whatsoever on how to do any of this, the only thing I would have to do is hit this copy button, and I could instantly have the expertise of everyone else that is capable of doing that. In fact, that is what I did with this very first one on the list. I took the expertise of my leader and I turned it into my own list building thing. Another thing that's particularly very important and is left out in many of the systems is to have an actual contact manager, not just an email manager, not just a Weber, which, of course, a lot of people have, but to actually be able to not just email people in a whole list, but to do it separately if you want to actually add notes to that contact, to actually find them by going out on Facebook and then keeping record of what we've done with that person, to be able to follow up with them with emails, to tailor make any of our communications to actually go to a certain group of people that we met a certain way. For instance, even on an offline situation, you could go to a particular event and you have new people that you could contact through that event. You could create a special group that is just that particular group of people that you met through that event. You just simply get their permission to email them, because you never do it without permission. And because you don't want to spam, you don't want to mess it up here, because you can lose your ability to use the system if you spam people. And nobody recommends that, by the way, so you don't do that. So you have the opportunity to send them specific, special emails if you want to. You can, of course, capture leads, but you don't have to be the one that creates the capture pages. In the lead pages, you have to do the beginning part of that, and there's no way to share it with anyone else. You can copy somebody if you kind of follow their pattern, but you can't really share it down into your downline. So people that don't have the same skills have to learn those skills somehow. And what better way to learn those skills than to actually share exactly how somebody set something up, and then let them copy it, and then let them follow it, because you can actually put yourself on that list so that you can see how that person markets. And by learning how that person markets, you can get better at marketing. And when you get better at marketing, you can be able to create the same kind of um, income that that person has simply by following the same thing that they do. Because if you look at what's going on the internet today, you go over to Facebook and you learn what they're doing, I can promise you that most of the time you don't see the whole picture. You only see a part of the picture. You don't see the whole picture. And if you really want to be able to duplicate what that person is doing, you need to see the whole picture. And that's what we're doing here. That's the cycle I'm sharing with you today. It's not just Power Lead System, but it is showing you the whole cycle, the whole picture, how we do it, where we do it, what we do it with, and how you can just completely duplicate that same process and create your own success as well. And that is the major difference that we are sharing with everybody here on the internet and why it's so important to you. That's Lynda Cromar. And of course, always check my About page and you can find out more about how we do this through the Simple Freedom booklet, which I have just shared in my About Me. And I would love for you to have that booklet for free. So just go and check it out and you can have it.